Can you tell if it's topspin or backspin? This should be topspin, right? This is backspin, right? This one should be obvious, right? You should pay attention to really spinny topspin and backspin shots. As for the rest of the relatively neutral shots, it's hard to tell. You can use this method to handle them. Take a look. Weak topspin, weak backspin shots. This one is weak topspin. Use your body. Lift the ball and send it out. Shots like this, when pushed, are hard to attack. In a match, it's not that easy to add power, unless you're at a really high level. For amateur players, it's hard to make quality returns. It's really tough to produce high-quality shots. If you push the ball like this, at most I can just loop it back normally. The ball has a slight drift to the left, so it's hard for your opponent to add power to this shot. How should you handle this shot? Let me explain. First, when you're hitting the ball, your racket angle needs to be slightly open. Don't hold it like this. The face of the paddle should be open. Then use your wrist and your body. Slightly open your elbow, like this. Push the ball forward with your body. Just push it forward. As long as you don't misread the side spin, just neutralize the side spin. Watch carefully. This is the ready position. You don't need to brush the ball too much, just lift the ball slightly. My racket face. My body moves first. Then my wrist and elbow perform this motion. Push the ball forward. This is how you contact the ball. This is how you contact the ball. Just push it forward. Open your wrist like this. After pushing it forward, don't let your wrist wobble too much. Don't let it be too loose. You should feel like you're pushing the ball. Because of the side spin, there's already side spin. If you push straight, the ball will go to the forehand side. It'll be easy for your opponent to attack. This serve has a strong side spin. You guys neutralize that spin. Push it to the backhand side. The ball will naturally curve towards the left. Your opponent will find it hard to handle. He served this reverse side spin serve. As long as it's not a particularly strong underspin or a particularly strong topspin. If it's strong topspin, it's easy to identify. You can directly flick it with your forehand. So this technique is very practical in matches. Because dropping short isn't just hard to master, but also requires good timing to step in. This requires you to read the spin. If your opponent serves side spin and you try to drop short, you might return a high ball. Reading the spin during the serve return is difficult for you. It's also difficult for us. It's the hardest part. So when the spin is more neutral, neither particularly underspin, nor particularly topspin, you can use this method to return. Look at this ball. Open your wrist. And then move your body forward to engage with the ball. Use your body to drive your hand. Ensure stability. Then the ball goes over. Can everyone understand this? For this ball, you just need to open your wrist. Open it slightly at the moment of contact, then push forward. Look at my hand. I'll open it again. After opening, this is how I contact the ball. This is how I contact the ball. The ball is spinning this way, right? I contact it in the opposite direction. Then I push it out. By pushing, you neutralize the spin. The ball still carries some side spin. It still floats a bit. It's not easy to return. Thanks for subscribing, everyone. When you can't read the spin, you can slow down and return like this. After the return, lift your racket. If he loops, defend it. You just need to stabilize this shot. Wait for the next. If you can tell it's pure topspin, you can forehand flick. If you can tell it's slight underspin, you can drop short or push long. This method is useful in matches. You might sometimes be unable to judge, or maybe you're nervous and afraid to drop short. This is one way to receive a serve when you're in a passive situation. At the very least, I won't miss my opponent's serve. You loop the ball back and I can still defend. This resolves one issue, whether it's a hooking serve or a reverse side spin serve. Any neutral spin serve can be handled this way. You force them to use their backhand to loop, but they can't put full power into the loop shot. At most, they add a little spin to the loop shot. After the push, just raise your hand to defend. Actually, this movement naturally causes some body swaying. It's hard for your opponent to predict. When I receive, my body naturally sways a little. The opponent can't predict this. Then they pivot and attack directly, because once you sway, they'll make a corresponding move. So you can practice this. It's very useful in matches, especially if you watch some amateur competitions. You'll see this type of shot a lot. In amateur competitions, we all know, there are often hidden serves. A lot of serves are not standard. So in such situations, you make sure not to miss the serve completely. Hit the ball during its descending phase or at its peak, either works. Just avoid rushing to hit it at its rising point. Actually, we all know. The hardest part of receiving a serve isn't these techniques, it's judgment. When you can't judge, how do you receive the ball? Well, you can push the ball slowly. Let me show you again. I'll demonstrate it once more. Even with slight body movement, it's not easy for the opponent to return into net. Look, this is what happens when you judge successfully. Fangbo served a particularly spinny backspin shot. See this shot? I can use my forehand to flick it, because it's pure topspin. I could see that, right? And he served a bit high. So before receiving, I noticed, hey, this shot is high, so I can flick it. Serve again. See, to be honest, I couldn't tell if it was pure topspin or slight backspin, so I wasn't confident enough to flick it. Flicking is rarely used in competition, because it requires you to fully judge the spin. Pretty stable. Everyone, subscribe. New viewers, hit that subscribe button, okay? By joining my membership, you can watch more than 10 videos in advance and access 30 professional tutorial videos by Fangbo. These videos cover everything from beginner basics to advanced techniques,
because it's possible for him to push it to your forehand area,
ensuring you'll find the skills you need. The cost ranges from $1 to $3, depending on your region. Thank you all for your support.